Welcome back to the Aussie Prepper channel and welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking home security. The specifics of home security pretty much rely on where you live, whether you live in a unit, whether you live in a house on a separate block of land, maybe you live on a farm, maybe you live in a remote area, maybe you live in a highly populated area. So all those things will change stuff slightly, and you will have to adapt stuff for your own personal situation, but the basics will remain the same. So one of the first things to consider are the access points to your home, which are basically your doors. So you might have a front door, you might have a back door, some people might have a separate laundry door, or maybe a door going out onto a veranda of some sort. There's a lot of different types of doors. Some people will have sliding doors, some people will have opening doors. I recommend that all those doors have at least 2 locks. So they have a normal door latch plus a deadlock that you physically lock and secure. And if you've got sliding doors, there's specific locks you can get for sliding doors. Now, all external doors should be solid timber doors, not hollow cardboard doors, and they should also have 3 hinges, at least 3 hinges down the side, and at least 2 locking points on the other side. If you've got a taller door, I recommend at least 4 hinges, and maybe have the locking points spread out. And all the hinges need to have long fasteners in them, not little ones like that. You can't have a 20mm fastener going through a door hinge and expect it to be secure. One of the easiest upgrades you might be able to do is add extra hinges to your door, and also use nice long fasteners that go right into the door jamb, right into the timber of the door jamb, securing your hinges and your door. Now, the next point to have a look at is your windows. Again, there's different types of windows. There's sliding windows, there's opening windows, there's double hung windows that slide up and down. Now, all those windows should have at least 2 locks on the windows. They should have the normal standard window lock that closes the window, plus they should have a key lock, like some sort of deadlock that physically locks the window with the key. And that's probably the best you can do. Now, I do not recommend in most situations to have any sort of bars on your windows, because that could be a safety hazard for yourself if you ever need to get out in, let's say, a fire. But these are things you have to consider yourself. The same thing could be said about actual key lock windows. However, I keep my key locks handy in certain locations where I know where they are and where I can get to them quickly if I need to unlock my windows. However, all these security devices like extra locks on the doors, security doors on the doors, security grills on the windows, extra locks on the windows, as well as providing security, they do have some risk of trapping you inside your own house if something does go wrong and you might have to escape through a window. So these are things to consider. Maybe if you've got bars, have an option from the inside to release the bar so that you can open the window. I personally don't have bars on my windows. I have the normal window locks plus a key lock security lock on every single window and every single access point to my house. The next point is alarms. Now, I'm not the biggest advocate of alarms, because generally they just make noise. And I know noise draws attention, but this could also be good or this could be bad. Also, who actually looks at your property when the alarm's going off? I don't know. A lot of times people just get annoyed with the alarm going off. No one really goes to investigate why the alarm is going off. It might deter some thieves or people on your property, and if they hear the noise, they'll run away. I suppose there's a chance of that. But then if you live in a remote area, on a farm or something like that, no one's even going to hear the alarm. So again, this is something that you need to consider yourself. An alarm can be a good deterrent if you've got like the alarm box on the side of their house. I have actually seen people just put fake alarm boxes on the side of their house just to give the impression that there's an alarm, but there's actually no alarm. Now the next thing is CCTV security cameras. Now we'll do a whole video about CCTV security cameras in the future. I do recommend them, I do have them. Now, one thing I can say, do not get cheap CCTV security cameras. I've done that, I've been there, they are useless. There's no point having cheap cameras. Either don't bother having the cameras or get some decent 4K high quality cameras with night vision and all that sort of stuff. And these days they are not that expensive. Like, I think I paid about $300, $250, $300 per camera for my cameras at home, and they're 4K, they've got complete night vision. Bad cameras are useless. You don't see it. If you can't read the number plate, if you can't see the person, if you just see a blob on your security camera, the whole thing's pointless. And like I said, I will be doing a whole video on security cameras down the line. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss when that video comes out. Now another point is warning signs. I see people putting warning signs on there: guard dog on premises, security cameras in use, armed guards patrol these premises, CCTV used on this site, etc, etc. There's a multitude of these warning signs, and look, some of those can be a deterrent, but some of them might not be. If you've got too many warning signs, it might attract the attention of the wrong people, going, hey, how come they've got all these security and warning signs and everything else there? Maybe that's something we should have a look at. Maybe there's something worth in there that we need to get. So just be aware. I mean, I've got a guard dogs on premises sign on my gate, and that was mainly to keep people out and opening the gate and letting the dogs out, or someone wandering in and getting bitten by a dog. It wasn't so much a theft deterrent, it was more a self-protection thing for myself. So if someone wanders onto the property, gets bitten by a dog, well, at least they've had a warning. There's a massive yellow sign on the gate saying guard dogs on premises, do not enter. Next point is, if you've got a fenced property, lock your gate, especially when you're not home. There's no need for anyone to get onto your property. My gate is always locked. Keep your gate locked, keep people out. Good fences make good neighbours. I've just mentioned fences. Good fences make good neighbours. I've got secure fences all around my property. Where I live, I can have electric fence going around my property, which I have. So if someone is unaware and tries to jump my fence at night, they will get a decent electric shock. And it is 100% legal. I've actually had the council, the local authorities out here and look at my fence, because I actually did have someone complain about my fence, and the local council and authorities come out, they've looked at the fence, they've seen how everything was set up, and they were happy with it. They even took photos of it, made a note of it, they were happy with it and left. So I've got a fully electric fence all around my property, the external boundary of my property. The electrical part of it is on the inside of the property. So to be able to get zapped, you actually have to be on my property, and that's why I've got it set up. Now, before you set something like that up, you might have to make some inquiries whether or not it is legal where you live to have that fence. But in the meantime, just have a normal fence. Maybe run some barbed wire across the top. Now, the next thing is some natural barriers. Now, natural barriers could be trees, bushes, dense vegetation, blackberries, spiky bushes, rose bushes. All that sort of stuff is a natural deterrent. If you're on the property, you've got blackberries growing all along your back fence, it's highly unlikely someone's going to come through the blackberries at night, because they'll get caught up and they'll get spiked. Okay, so that would be a natural barrier, a natural protection zone for your property. And I remember living in suburbia, I had spiky plants growing around my fence line, around the inside of my fence line. I only had a small yard, and I had garden beds all around the fence line, and it was densely planted with spiky plants. So I wouldn't have liked to be the person that jumped the back fence at 1 o'clock in the morning. You would have been in a world of hurt. And that's completely legal, and it's what I consider a natural barrier. Now, before this video gets too long, I'll leave it at that. And I will be making future videos covering a lot of these points in more detail. So I will be doing a whole video about CCTV cameras. I will be doing a whole video about warning signs and how to use them. I will be doing a whole video about door locks and window locks and all that sort of stuff. But those videos will be down the line. So if you want to know more about all this stuff, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So any of these videos that I make might just save your life. That might sound a bit dramatic, but when you think about it, it could be 100% right one of these days. Things aren't getting better, things are only getting worse. Now, if you've got any questions about anything that you've seen in today's video, or if you've got any video suggestions for me, anything you might be interested in, leave your comment down below and I'll try and answer all comments to the best of my ability. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favour, give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more videos from Aussie Prepper. Thanks for watching and bye for now.